My name is Elena Waterstone, Junior Warden of the Worshipful Company of Fuelers. It is my great pleasure to welcome our past master, Shravan, Joshi, MBE, to speak about how his involvement with the Fuelers Company impacted his personal life, the livery community and the City of London.
Thank you for that kind introduction, Elena. The livery company has absolutely impacted on my personal life, my work life, my career, my role in the City of London, and the work that I do with other livery companies as well. My background is that I spent about 25 years working in the energy sector, upstream, doing trade finance, providing equipment and solutions and engineering solutions to various oil and gas companies and producers all over the world. And I've travelled extensively around the globe and met and created a network of wonderful people from all backgrounds and all nationalities. One thing that drew me to the Fuelers Livery Company was my very good friend Doug Barrow, who is a past master of the Fuelers, and he spoke to me about giving back something to the energy sector and to the community in the City of London, and that really attracted me to the Fuelers Company. The Fuelers Company is essentially the voice of the energy sector within the City of London, and it has several ambitions. One of them is charity, and we have our own charitable trust fund, and we give money to worthy causes around education, around research, and we have our own affiliations with the school in South East London as well, and the charitable element of the livery companies attracted me massively to join the Fuelers. Now, as a whole, there are 110 livery companies in the City of London. Together, they give over £70 million a year to worthwhile causes. And the Lord Mayor in his recent address was very adamant. Alderman Nicholas Lyons said that the livery company's charitable giving is one of the cornerstones of the City of London. So the Fuelers Company actually has very ancient roots, but the modern company, as we are, was formed in the 80s, and we are now representing many different industries within the energy sector. We represent renewables, batteries, hydrogen, natural gas, oil and gas, and all aspects from upstream to downstream to distribution to trading, banking, legal, and all the other services associated with it. So it is really a very welcoming and wide group that make up the Fuelers Livery Company. And I was very fortunate to get a better understanding of our industry by meeting all of these different people from their various backgrounds and their various skills and experiences. In fact, we had Louise Kingham, CB, recently talking at our annual Ezra lecture, and she was saying that energy is absolutely paramount for the future consideration of our economy. And she's absolutely right, because as we go towards net zero and addressing climate change, the energy sector has a massive role to play. And I think the Fuelers, with its very diverse and inclusive approach to the energy industry, can act as a voice steering industry in the right direction. So those are the reasons why I wanted to be part of the livery movement. I went through the chair as junior warden, as you did, Elena. I did senior warden, and then I was master of the company, very fortunately. And going through and going on the circuit with other livery masters of the other 110 companies, you get to understand the ancient history of these guilds, the trades that they all represent. And that again added a very different perspective to me of what the City of London is all about. After I finished my year, I again turned to my very good friend Doug Barrow, and I said, well, what next, Doug? And he said, well, why don't you stand for the City of London Corporation in an election? And I've always enjoyed that sort of political sphere and always addressed it from a very intellectual perspective. But anyway, I put my hat in the ring, and I got elected in 2018 for Bishopsgate Ward, and now represent that as a councilman. So that has brought about a very different perspective on the city, dealing with the day-to-day governance, dealing with the international relationships that the city fosters to encourage inward investment as well as external movements of collateral around the world. And we essentially act as the trade representative for financial and professional services across the UK to international markets. And we have to create an environment that fosters that encourages growth and encourages the wheels of the economy to turn. And the tax take from the city corporation, from the square mile, accounts for about 14% of the UK's GDP. It's not an inconsiderable amount, it's about half of the NHS budget per annum. And so it's a very critical part of the UK economy, and I'm very proud to be serving in that capacity. The transition from what I learnt in my day job to what I learnt through the fuelers and what I practice today in the City of London do actually carry quite a few parallels. And that's helped me a lot. Things like project management, things like understanding business mentality, understanding supply chains, understanding different aspects of services required for an industry to thrive. And so I do apply these and have taken on several roles within the city around the built environment. I chair the Planning and Transportation Committee. I'm also the policy lead for high growth markets around the world. I also sit on committees like licensing, and I also sit on the main Policy and Resources Committee that's the overarching grand committee for the corporation. Thank you very much for listening to me on this short snippet. I hope that was insightful, and I do hope that you might consider joining the company of Fuelers. And if you have any inquiries, please do contact our clerk. Thank you.